All right, welcome back to the Roblox course, and in this lecture we're gonna take a look at the difference between the player and the character, and what do these concepts even mean. So first things first, when we join into this game, for example, when we play this game, right, we can see that our player has been added to this player's, property here, or this player's in the Explorer, right? And we can see Kaupmjo, that is me, and that is my player. Now, the player basically is the client. You can think of that as the client that is connected to the server, right? And each player is connected to the account that you have for your Roblox, right? You have an account made for Roblox, and that's sort of also connected there. And then the player itself has a character. Well, that's sort of a part of it, right? And the character has the reference to the model, so how I look like, and well, every part that's a part of my model, that is basically inside of the character. And there are also some other things, like inside of the starter player down here, there are starter player scripts and starter character scripts, and we're going to take a look at those right now. So for example, if I put into the player starter player scripts, right, it already says, okay, you should only put in a local script here, and okay, that's what we're going to do. And we're just going to print out something like hello player well, how about hello player welcome, right? And then let's just play this and see what happens. And what's going to happen, of course, is this is going to print out hello player welcome. Now, the great thing is that Roblox, in the newest version of the Roblox Studio, they actually added a cool new output tool here so that you can actually see where this is coming from, and this is coming from the client. So this is only seen by client side. So if I were to join, for example, a server, this script would only happen for me, and no one else would see that, you know, I was greeted, let's say, for example. No one would see hello player welcome. Well, they would see their own, but we wouldn't see it if another person joined and another person joined. We wouldn't see multiple ones. We would only see it once. Now, that's, of course, one of the things that we could do here in this starter player scripts. Those are just the scripts that should run once you start with this player. Right, there's something that we can do, which we're going to take a look at just right now, just for the sake of argument, which is going to be, we're going to make a new script, and we're going to call this, let's say, player versus character, right? And then what we can do, so for example, this players one, right? So we can say local all players, right? And we can then say player workspace. This is game.workspace. No, it's not workspace, it's game.players. Exactly. There you go. Game.players. And then we can do a colon again, and here we can get children. No, it is get players. It is get players. And this simply gets all players. So for example, we can just print out all players here. And let's just see what happens when we do this, for example. So as you can see right now, nothing has been printed out because when the script started, it was empty. Aha. So how then can we make sure that, you know, this is, let's say, populated, or if there is something there? There's another event that we can, you know, subscribe to that says, okay, what happens here? And that is going to be game.players. And that's going to be player added. This is the event. And then we can simply do a connect on this and then make a new function, let's say, right here. And this passes in a player. So this is the player that joins, right? And then we can say, well, okay, then let's do the following. Let's print this out as soon as someone joins, right? And then also let's print out hello. Let's just say player dot. This would be player dot. We could go for the character, but let's go for display name. And then let's see if that works. Let's see. Play. Right, so first of all, we still have it it's still empty, as you can see here. Here it, however, says hello Kaupmjo, and this hello player welcome, of course, is the one from our local script. You can also see that those two come from the server. Now, You might ask, well, why is this still, empty? This, shouldn't this happen when the player here joins? Well, we can also say, well, maybe it has to do with, some sort of way because you look using a local variable and all of that. And welcome, it is something like that. And as you can see here now, all of a sudden, as you can see, we have Carlton Joe in there. And if we start again, this is no fluke, right? This happens again. And now if we use this variable, the all player variable here, whoop, let's close this again and save it. And then let's run it again. As you can see, it is empty. So in this case, what you would do is you would actually put this in here and do something like this. So you would get it into this local variable right here, like inside of this function, and then it would work when you use the variable there. As you can see, oops, there you go. As you can see now, I am inside of this table, and this is the reference to my character, and also here, hello Carlton Joe, with the display name. Right. And if we say, for example, if we say player.character, right, and we play this, then we're gonna see, first of all, nil here, because the character at that point, and that's the important thing, at that point, the character is not created yet, because as you have actually seen, we didn't actually see my model after this was printed, right? So look at this again. This gets printed, and then I spawn in. Right? Was this printed? And there I am. So the character actually has not been added yet, once again. So we actually need to, if we want to get the character, we actually need to wait or have a different event here that says, okay, let's wait until the character was added. Right, we actually have to add a new event here and basically say, well, this player that just joined, we then have to say, well, this player that joined, there is a character added event, and then we want to connect this to another function, which passes the character here. And basically, we would just want to put everything inside of here, right? And then if we print out the player.character, so we actually can do something like this, right? So first, just getting all the players once the players are in, and then printing out all players. And then afterwards, when this is printed out, then we're going to say, okay, now we're going to wait until the character is added. And as soon as that is added, we're going to print out hello player.character. And then let's just see what happens there. And as you can see now, it actually took a while longer until this printed out, because it actually waited until the character was added instead of the player. Now, these it does seem like a very superficial, let's say, separation here, but it is actually important. And later down the line, we are going to see some important differences and also some important ways we can use this to our advantage, and basically just some use cases where this is important. So this is why I wanted to quickly mention it. Once again, a little bit more of a theoretical thing. I'm also going to link a resource for this one. It's going to be on the developer reference, the API reference for both player and character. That's very, very important. And there's also going to be a later lecture where I'm also going to explain how to navigate the API references for yourself, because in the end, it is definitely something that you also need. But that is something for another day. Right now, we have successfully finished this player versus character dichotomy lecture. And yeah, if there are any questions, of course, like always, feel free to ask, and I'll be sure to respond. And yeah.